Hello and welcome to the program today. Happy New Year to you. I'm Layo Olarinde. Dozens of people are missing and at least 7 people have died, unfortunately, after a boat carrying about 200 migrants attempting to reach Europe capsized off the coast of the Gambia. According to authorities, the boat overturned on New Year's Eve near Jenak village in the North Bank region, and it was later found grounded on a sandbank. 96 people have been rescued so far, and a search continues for other passengers who were aboard the shipwrecked vessel that was heading towards Spain's Canary Islands. This type of journey over the Atlantic Ocean has become an increasingly common route for African migrants trying to reach Europe. A Spanish NGO, Caminado Fronteras, estimates that 9,000 migrants have died trying. Well, Libya has confirmed that the United Kingdom will analyze the black box from a plane crash in Turkey last month that killed a senior Libyan military delegation, including Army Chief General Mohammed al-Haddad. The Transport Ministry says Britain had been jointly accepted by Libya and Turkey to carry out the analysis in line with international aviation rules. The ministry also explains that Germany had initially been approached but requested France's involvement, which Libya rejected. General Haddad and 4 aides were killed on December 23 when their Falcon 50 jet crashed shortly after takeoff from Ankara, with Turkish officials citing an electrical failure. All 3 crew members, including 2 French nationals, also died. The flight recorder was later recovered near the crash site. Authorities in Libya say Britain has formally agreed to provide technical and legal support for the investigation, with findings to be made public once the analysis is complete. Well, it's a new year and the continent heads into a busy election year this 2026, with 10 countries scheduled to hold national level polls. These contests include presidential, parliamentary and general elections, many of them taking place in politically sensitive environments. Well, this January, Uganda heads to the general elections on the 15th of this month. President Yoweri Museveni is seeking a 7th term in office, marking 40 years since he first took power. He's now 81 years of age. Museveni removed presidential limits back in 2005 and age limits in 2017. His national resistance movement is campaigning on economic continuity and stability. Well, in March, the Republic of Congo will hold presidential elections on March 22. President Denis Sassou Nguesso is expected to seek another term. April will see Benin Republic and Djibouti hold presidential elections, even as war-torn Libya is also expected to hold its presidential and parliamentary elections. Cabo Verde will also have parliamentary elections. Ethiopia will also be having its general elections in June. The polls come even as the country continues to grapple with post-conflict tensions and deep political reforms under Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. August is for Zambia, while December, the Gambia and South Sudan will hold presidential elections and general elections, respectively. Well, joining us now is Ugandan journalist Kanari Mugume. He joins us from Kampala to discuss the new year and also hopes for the elections this month. Hello, Kanari. Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Happy New Year to you too, Laia.
Well, as Uganda enters the new year, how would you, describe the national mood in Kampala and across the country? Hopeful, anxious, or cautious, especially with elections just weeks away?
Well, the candidates are going around presidential and parliamentary. They are campaigning, unlike in 2021 that were unable to campaign with large rallies because of COVID-19. There were restrictions on campaigns. Now people have been allowed to campaign. However, last month, that is December, we witnessed pockets of violence, arrests of opposition supporters, and security does claim that because they are not following electoral guidelines. But generally, there's not really like I would say much vibe around the election, as many people are going about their business and waiting for January 15th.
So what are the main issues on ground? From your reporting on ground, what are the main issues, Ugandans are talking about the most, even as they head into this election period?
I mean, first of all, service delivery is quite a big factor here. Service delivery when it comes to health, education, and infrastructure. Many people are struggling to have medicine in the hospitals. The schools do not have good infrastructure and enough payment for teachers. But also, most importantly, the roads, especially here in the capital, have really deteriorated in terms of their state. So a lot of things are really going to determine this election, but service delivery is number one factor. And then most importantly now that has come up is, of course, a rule of law. There's security that is arresting supporters from opposition sides, but also there are candidates who are on the parliamentary ballot papers but are in jail. And many human rights activists claim that, look, this just trumped up charges to fail them from campaigning, but also from winning since they are from the opposition. So those two main things, rule of law and service delivery, are the biggest issues faced with Uganda today.
And speaking about candidates, the new year often comes with expectations for change. How are political leaders and, the candidates framing their message to connect with these expectations from the electorate?
So, Lyle, there are two sentiments here. One is from the ruling party and all candidates that, following the manifesto of the ruling party under President Museveni, and it's put under a theme called Protecting the Gains, meaning what has been achieved for the last 40 years should be protected and built onto to maintain that legacy. The other sentiments are from the opposition, who are regurgitating for change, change from NRM, change from President Museveni, and that's how everyone is, formulating their messaging. So those in opposition, regardless of the political parties they're coming from, are saying there's need for change. Those from the NRM, they're saying we need to protect the gains for what has been achieved for the last 40 years. So I think there are only like two channels of messaging, protecting the gains and change.
And how prepared do the electoral institutions, appear at this stage?
The Electoral Commission, I would say, I think has done quite a commendable job, I should say. Even though there are still concerns of voter education, civic education, people have not been told exactly, what the ballot papers are going to look like, and also they've introduced technology, which is voter identification machines, that people are yet to witness whether they will work is still doubt on whether they will work. But most importantly, if they will deal with the allegations of vote rigging. So I would say Electoral Commission has done quite a commendable job. The machines are already in the country. The ballot papers are already in the country. They came in about a week ago, and we're waiting to see what exactly happens. Previously, we've seen voting delays, with a delay to begin in some areas because they're hard to reach, or sometimes there's just not enough agents. But waiting to see whether this time around they have done a good job or not. We'll wait to see on the 15th of January.
Yes, and even for the voters, what are you observing, about their engagement so far? Are people eager to participate, or perhaps there's a sense of fatigue or hesitation?
Yeah, there's absolutely voter fatigue because, many of the voters are actually young people below the age of 30. And therefore, they say that they do not see the point in voting because they believe the vote is already predetermined. They already know what the outcome is going to be. They already say that they already know what's the outcome is going to be, and therefore there is no need to vote. Many young people you speak to, they're not eager to vote. Most people you see in the queues, for example, in the past elections, you see old people, but we're waiting to see whether the voter turnout will actually go ahead this time around. But there's fear that it might be the lowest ever in the last 40 years.
All right, just finally, before I let you go, Canary, looking ahead beyond the polls, what do you think? What are Ugandans, most hoping for in 2026 and beyond, regardless of the election outcome?
I think Ugandans just want a system that works. They want a system that will respect the rule of law. They want a system that would deliver services, because the president has been going around saying that if you elect opposition candidates, you will not get services because they are unable to lobby for the constituencies that they do represent, that you must elect those within the ruling party. So I think regardless of who becomes president, looking beyond 2026 for the next 5 years, this elective term, I think Ugandans just want a system that works, a system that will not harass activists. We know that a number of human rights activists have been arrested towards the election, they've appeared in court. They want a system that will be able to deliver better roads. They want a system that will be able to deal with basic things like waste management, delivery of drugs in the hospitals. They just want a system, regardless of who leads, that works. And it will be quite interesting to see whether they will exercise their civic rights on the D-Day and how many of them will. Anyway.
All right, then. Thank you so much. Kanari Mugume, Ugandan journalist in Kampala. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We're in Burkina Faso now, where the president, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, has highlighted major security improvement and the country's achievement of food self-sufficiency while laying out his ambitious plans for 2026. In his traditional New Year's message, Traoré emphasized the success of Operation La Magassa, which enabled the Burkinabe armed forces to reclaim dozens of towns previously controlled by terrorist groups. The leader has promised continued military offensives up to national borders and praised both the army and volunteers of the Defense of the Homeland (VDP) for their role in the territorial reconquest. On the humanitarian front, Traoré noted that thousands of internally displaced people have returned to secure areas in the country, receiving support to restart agricultural activities and benefit from newly built infrastructure. According to him, agriculture stood out as a major achievement after he announced that Burkina Faso reached food self-sufficiency in the year 2025, thanks to effective campaigns, improved seeds, subsidies, and mechanization. His plans for 2026 include further land development, water retention projects, aquaculture, and further crop production. Well, in the conflict-hit Democratic Republic of Congo, youth activists and student volunteers in Beni have organized a New Year's Day initiative to provide festive meals for more than 100 displaced children, aiming to restore a sense of normalcy after years of violence. Well, the children have been enjoying a variety of dishes prepared by the volunteers at the Alpha Institute near the Tamende displacement site. And to keep the children engaged while the food was being cooked, organizers arranged games, music, and dancing. One of the organizers said the initiative was designed to show solidarity with families that have been uprooted by war, and that the gathering is also intended to help ease the psychological toll of conflict on children. Wife of the Lagos State Governor, Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, has supported New Year babies in Ibeju-Lekki, Imota, and Gbagada General Hospital with cash gifts and necessary baby items to help them nurse their little one. Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, who visited the first babies of the year at 3 different general hospitals, says the birth of a child is profoundly symbolic and reassures us that our heritage, values, and dreams are being carried forward to the next generation. Meanwhile, the Chief of Staff to Nigeria's President, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, also supported families with cash gifts of over 50 million naira.
The new year comes with a lot of firsts, and new babies born in 2026 are not an exception. New mothers in Ibeju-Lekki General Hospital in Lagos are grateful to God for the successful journey of 9 months, the privilege to carry their babies on the 1st of January 2026. Baby Oluwadare, a boy, is the first delivery at Ibeju-Lekki General Hospital, weighing 2.9 kg as he is welcomed into the world.
I want to thank God for safe delivery And I want to thank the nurses and the doctors and the surgeons that was there during the birth of my baby. And I say God bless all of them.
And a baby girl born to Mr. and Mrs. Olatunji at 12:05 a.m. is being closely monitored at the intensive care unit.
The doctor was saying serious, but we will say we cancel every form of serious. That she will give birth by herself, because the person that gave birth to her was not by operation, and me also. So definitely our babies also, there won't be operation, and it was a miracle.
Lagos State senior officials, led by the wife of the governor, Dr. Ibijeke Sanwo-Olu, are here to support the parents of the New Year babies.
The Ministry of Health has continued to ensure that our residents have access to quality and affordable healthcare services through the implementation of the Lagos State Health Insurance Scheme.
She believes the celebration of a new life is also a call to be compassionate.
I heartily congratulate the parents of our first baby of the year 2026. I pray that all the resources required to nurture, protect, and guide this precious child will be made abundantly available to you.
Mrs. Sanwo-Olu moves into the ward and presents a check of 1 million naira to the family of the first baby of the year. Next stop is Imota General Hospital, where the delivery of baby Adegeye, the first male child of the family, took place at 2:45 a.m., weighing 3.45 kg.
This is my first male child. I'm a father of, I already have 3 girls.
Dr. Sanwo-Olu and her team also present gift items to the new mothers. From Imota to Randall General Hospital Maternal and Child Center, Baja, in the Surulere area of Lagos State, where the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, visits the hospital to show love and present cash gifts to the parents of babies born on January 1, 2026. He also presents checks of 53 million naira to patients across several hospitals, to those who cannot afford their medical bills.
8,678,500 naira for the treatment of 33 patients.
With a little support to parents who had their babies on the first day of January 2026, as well as other patients receiving medical care, the monetary gift will certainly go a long way in addressing some of their financial needs.
Well, New Year celebrations around the world are usually characterized by lots of fireworks display. In this next report, our Foreign Affairs correspondent Amarachi Ubani captures some of the most impressive displays across the world.
3, 2, Let's begin in neighboring Ghana, where the capital city Accra hosted the vibrant Countdown to Africa event at Black Star Square, bringing together Ghanaians, diaspora members and visitors to celebrate the start of 2026. Amidst the fireworks in the background, people danced and celebrated entering 2026. The world's largest New Year's Eve celebration, known locally in Brazil's Rio as Réveillon, reached new heights from Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. The fireworks were launched from 19 barges anchored offshore, nearly double the number used in previous displays. This one lasted around 12 minutes and featured an estimated 14 tons of high-tech, low-smoke pyrotechnics. 2026 is a special year for the United States, which marks its 250th anniversary. The year started with large-scale celebrations as fireworks and a light show transformed the Washington Monument into a massive New Year attraction. Beijing ushered in the new year with a high-tech celebration, linking centuries of history with modern innovation, as a live performance connected the iconic Dazhong Temple with the Great Wall. Large crowds cheered as a massive drum ensemble delivered a high-energy performance titled Galloping Horses, a routine intended to symbolize energy, momentum, and progress in the year ahead. Dubai's Burj Khalifa lit up with a stunning fireworks display as the UAE celebrated the start of the new year. Perhaps the most iconic spectacle of all is the display at the Sheikh Zayed Festival in the Al Watba area of Abu Dhabi. The festival staged a 62-minute fireworks display aiming to break 5 Guinness World Records. In addition, 6,500 drones formed 9 giant 3D aerial formations to become the world's largest fleet ever used for a single 20-minute New Year's performance. Amarachi Ubani, Channels Television News.
And as we end the program today, here's a fun fact about the continent. Did you know about Zambia's Kariba Dam on the Zambezi River? It's one of the largest dams in the world by volume, more than 1.3 million cubic yards. And that's it on the program today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Layo Olayinde. Happy New Year once again.